Nothing about Dinosaur Jr.'s chaotic music should have worked. A mix of hardcore punk blitz, heavy metal guitars, folk rock freakouts, and a touch of pure pop. But on their sophomore LP, You're Living All Over Me, the Western Massachusetts trio made it mesh, and in the process, altered the fabric of independent rock music forever. Fronted by guitarist Jay Mascis and bassist Lou Barlow, Dinosaur Jr. began as Dinosaur in 1984, rising from the ashes of Deep Wound, the hardcore band they founded while still in high school. After Deep Wound split, the duo began playing around with more classic rock-oriented sounds. They caught the ear of local scenester and Deep Wound fan Gerard Cosloy, who'd included two of the earlier group's tracks on his compilation, Bands That Could Be God. He could hear the band's powerful new blend of guitar heroics and pure emotion, and soon released their self-titled debut as one of his first releases on Homestead Records. In turn, Cosloy introduced the group to Sonic Youth, who quickly became supporters and collaborators. In 1987, Mascis, Barlow, and drummer Emmett Jefferson Murphy III, or Murph, headed to New York to better mix what would become You're Living All Over Me, with Sonic Youth engineer Wharton Tiers. Their ambitions were simple: to sign to a more major indie label like the famed SST Records and sell enough albums to support a touring career. With You're Living All Over Me, released by SST later that year, they achieved both. Still known as Dinosaur when the album came out, the band's style hopping is on display from the album's very start, when Little Fury Things opens into a wall of wah-wah guitar, punctuated by inhuman shrieks, before resolving into the mumbly pop that would become one of the band's trademarks.
I stopped the call, tried to feel it all.
Another trademark was their fearless love of distortion and volume. When SST's production manager first received a mastered copy of You're Living All Over Me, the tape level pushed needles into the red, exactly how Mascis wanted. A love song twisted through Mascis's overloaded amps, Cracked encapsulates one of the album's themes in the process, complete with guitar solo, not a norm in hardcore and punk-influenced indie rock at the time. On In a Jar, Mascis sings of himself as a bug carried around by the object of his affection. His submissive lyrics and slightly off-key warble would set a template for legions of shoegazing troubadours to come.
In a jar where you fed me, all I could do was lick your hand.
Staying true to the band's hardcore roots, most of the album's lyrics focus on self-loathing and post-teen angst, rather than typical pop music depictions of romance. The lyrical repetition of The Lung especially highlights the band's, and specifically Jay Mascis's, skills as anxiety-fueled bummer balladeers. It's no wonder Kurt Cobain asked Mascis to join Nirvana twice. The guitarist turned him down both times. You're Living All Over Me would inspire future game changers like the Pixies and Nirvana. First, though, the cover would have to be revised, because the band had a new name. Dinosaur slapped on the Junior when a band of San Francisco psych rock veterans calling themselves the Dinosaurs threatened legal action. Once renamed Dinosaur Jr., the Massachusetts trio's moping lyrics and blown-out guitars became synonymous with the loud and smart slacker music that came to define large parts of indie rock in the 1990s. With the foundation set by You're Living All Over Me, the guitar once again felt limitless.